Guys, cryptocurrency and meme coins is probably the fastest wealth creation tool in the past century. We got 19-year-olds making $4, $5, $6 million a month, every single month consistently for about the past year. I've been successful in crypto since 2017. I've been able to run it all the way up. Now, last year, something completely different came into the space, and this was on-chain trading through Solana. You see a bunch of people having these crazy P&Ls from $100 to $20,000, from $5,000 to $1 million. Most people who try trading these meme coins end up failing. Like 99% of people aren't gonna make any type of money. Now, I'm gonna put something out here that I haven't seen anybody do yet. Now, this is gonna be a full comprehensive course from A to Z on exactly how to start trading meme coins, all the way to staying profitable, understanding Twitter, how to track these profitable wallets, find these profitable wallets, understanding the lingo and the terminology that we use, every single thing that you need to know so that you could become profitable trading meme coins and find them early before they explode. This is a full course that you guys are going to be able to dive into. It goes from very beginner to advanced, and I'll put time codes in the description so you guys can skip around as you please. Now, I just started a community for meme coin traders. You guys can get in and scan with us live, catch some W's with us, and you'll also have access to the full updated course, raw, unedited, and I'll also be taking suggestions for anything that you guys want me to go over. The whole point of this is so that we can have an elite group of traders trading together, giving each other information, and staying ahead of the curve. So go ahead and join that in the description. Now, this whole course is going to be very comprehensive. I encourage you guys to like this video or save this video so you can come back to it later. Make sure you join the community and join the Telegram for faster updates so you guys can stay in tune with what's going on in the markets. I think we're all gonna make it, and I'm excited for you guys to get into this skill set. So let's jump right into it. Okay, guys, so I've worked with all different type of bots. Photon is cool, Trojan is cool. Like, there's a bunch of bots that you can use to trade that you probably heard of. If not, Bullex right now is my favorite bot to use on chain to trade Solana meme coins. It's way advanced, it's far ahead of all the other bots. Right now, it's still not public, so I can give you guys early access, and it's going to be in a link or a code that I'm going to put with the video. It's the only way you can access it right now. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to connect your Telegram, open your Telegram. So right now you're going to log in regular. So the first thing that's going to do is going to give you your private key for Solana specifically. So click the Solana private key, and what you're going to do is you're going to go to your Phantom account and you're going to add a new wallet and import private key. Bullex is not going to let you move on until you copy that private key anyway, so I'm pretty sure it's in your clipboard right now. Just go ahead and paste that into here, your entire private key, and just name it Bullex. This is going to make things so much easier for you later on, so you don't only have to be on the bot to access your tokens, your Solana, withdraw, whatever. Like, you can add funds through here, but you can also just send it to your imported wallet because it will be there, your Bullex. It's going to be the same as this, okay? You could close in and out of trades on the go, whatever you want to do. So make sure you get that private key, super important. So just don't skip out on that. So that's setting up. That's going to be the first thing that you want to do. All right, guys, so I'm going to show you your buy and sell settings. So you go up in here and you'll see you have buy, sell. Bullex is really, really simple. You can set up your presets. I have it kind of basic on this one. I don't use this exact Bullex no more. You don't see any salamis in here, but I can still walk you through. So check this out. If you go to your settings here in the corner and you go to buy preset buttons, you can edit, go to Solana, and you can edit how you want it. Usually I have like 0.5, you know, this is a good way to keep it though, but you could do it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, however you want to do it. So that's how you set up your presets. Okay. Now here's the thing. When you're trading, you want to make sure your gas fees and your priority fees make sense, right? So Bullex, you could get really good fills. And another thing I love about Bullex, it shows you right here at the top what's the best fees to put into your bot to get fast fills. So it shows you right here. If you put these fees right here, you're going to get good fills. If you go a little bit above, you'll get better fills. Now, fills just means like filling in the order. So if you go to buy settings and, you know, I got the prior fee, exactly
0.15. Well, it could be, I guess, 0.118. It could be a little bit less, but I'm going to keep it at 0.15. Get a little bit of a head start on people. And then your gas fee or your bribe, 0.015. Now, what is MEV protection? Right here, I have it disabled. Disable it at your own risk. I have it disabled because I was probably just flipping on this account. And like when you're trading with less, it's not as hurtful as when you're trading with more. So what a MEV essentially is a bot that when you go to fill in your order, it jumps in right before you so that it can take a piece of your Solana, essentially, right? So let's say, for example, you're going to get into the market, right? And you try to buy here. Right? What the MEV does is it front runs your buy and it pushes the market all the way up here really fast. This is all under like a millisecond. And it puts your entry up here. And then it dumps on you right after. So basically you went to, for example, put in a 0.5 right here. The MEV came in, filled you all the way up here. And not only that, you got in and you have, instead of 0.5, like a 0.35, like 20% of your soul or whatever is just gone to the MEV. And now you not only got a late entry, but a portion of your Solana that you got in with is gone to the MEV. So you might want to keep your MEV protection on, okay? And if you have it on, it could make your buys a little bit slower. So that's the downfall of using MEV. So again, guys, you can see here what the best fees to use are. Now, as a rule of thumb, a lot of traders will usually just go in and just do a 0.02 and a 0.02 because it's a little bit higher. You get better fills than other people, and these are going to be your fees. Now, guys, don't let fees eat you up. Remember, look, if you're trading, like you want to trade with at least 5 SOL or something like that. You can trade with less, but just know that you're going to get ate up on fees. Keep that in mind. So you want to have kind of a decent port size. And if not, then you can set your priority fees lower. You know, stay as close to this as you can so you get good fills. But again, just keep that in mind. Fees can eat you. If you don't know why you're losing money or why you thought you was up more than you was, it's probably fees. Now, slippage for my buys, I have it at 30%. What that means is like when the market is moving really fast, like let's say volume right now, let's say I'm in a trade or I'm looking at a trade and it's at 145 and the market is just so hot that like in the next 5 seconds, it could be at like 200 already. If I'm trying to get in down here and the market just shoots like crazy, and I'm trying to put in my buy, but it's moving so fast, what slippage is I try to get in here, but if my max slippage limit is 30%, like it will let the market go probably like up to here maximum before the transaction completely fails. Because maybe I don't want entry up here to get dumped on or whatever the case is. You know, I want a good entry. Now with sales is a whole different story. Sales, I go usually 100% because if I'm trying to get out of a trade, I want to get out. I don't want it to fail or anything. You know, if the market's going down really fast, it can probably go to zero really fast. Like you're going to see we're in the wild, wild west here with the Solana meme coins. So like, I don't want anything stopping me from getting out of that trade. Anywhere from 50 to 100, I think is good. But it could be frustrating when you're trying to get out of a trade and it's not letting you. But usually 50%, like it shouldn't be that bad. You should be able to get out. But on my new account, you'll see like I have it on 100% on my Nova, which I'll show you guys later. So those are going to be your settings. That's your buy settings. That's your sell settings. You could go ahead and make them presets, different presets as well. And that's how you're going to set up your settings.
All right, guys, so Nova is an invite-only platform. I'm partnered with them, so you could go ahead and click the link below. It will give you access to Nova. This is the fastest sniper. You see all the best traders using it because it's a lot faster than any other platform, faster than Bullex, Photon, any other bot. You can use it within Telegram, but I'll also show you how to integrate it with your Bullex, Photon, or whatever bot that you're using. So first thing you're going to do is click the link. It's going to give you access. Once you gain access, the first thing that you're going to do is import your wallet. So you'll go to wallets, you'll go to import wallet, and you're going to name it Bullex. Then you're going to send your private keys to this, and then you'll be able to make the same trades on Bullex as Nova. So it'll be cross compatible. If you don't have your private keys on hand for any reason, you just go to Phantom. You'll go to settings. You'll go to manage accounts. You'll click the account. and then you just click show private key. You'll put in your password and you'll be able to get your private key so you can import it into Nova. Now, once that's set, you're gonna change your default wallet to your BullX or your main bot wallet. So now it's cross compatible. So you can manage the same trades on Nova as BullX, and they'll populate on your BullX as you make trades. And I'll show you how to sync those buttons into BullX as well. Before we get into that, go to settings and go to your fee. And these are the fees that I used. These are pretty fast. It's always going to tell you the recommended tip as well. Now that usually fluctuates. So what I have set for that is auto tip setting. So max tip for 0.05, and I have it enabled. So anytime it needs to get faster fills, according to market conditions, and maybe it's like a little bit higher of a fee, it will automatically pay whatever fee it needs to pay for it to go really fast. Besides that, I have 0.02 all across the board. Now guys, if you're starting with a small port, just remember, those fees will eat at your profits like crazy. So obviously don't put these type of fees if you're starting with 1 or 2 SOL. If you're new to this, just put 0.01 or 0.005, you know, something small, because even still, this is gonna be the fastest bot for you regardless. This is just something to give you a little bit of an extra edge in the market. Now, a little bit of an extra edge could go a long way when you're really doing this all day and all night. But for right now, if you're starting with a small port, don't keep your fees this high. You can do 0.01 all across the board, that'll be fine. When I'm building up any port, I keep my fees small, but once my port's a little bit bigger and I'm really in the trenches, you want those fast fills. So you could do something standard like this. Now, the next thing that you're gonna do, you're gonna keep Mev Protect on. Now, Mev Protect is just those bots that eat at your Solana. So whenever there's high volume on any one pair, what happens is there's these bots, they'll come in and buy right before you get into your buy and fill you way above and then dump on you really fast. Those are called Mev bots. It's gonna happen to you if you don't have Mev Protect on. Usually what Mev Protect does, it kind of slows down your fills, but with Nova, it's so fast that you don't even notice it. So that's why I use Nova, because you have Mev Protect and you're still faster than everybody else. Now, for sales, I don't keep Mev Protect. It's rare that you get Mev'd on a sell. I got buy on Jito and I got sell on Ultra. Now, slippage, for buys, I have 30% slippage, and for sells, I have 100% slippage. So this just gets me out of any trade, no matter what. Now, the next thing that I wanna show you guys is Nova Click. So this is how you're gonna integrate it into your BullX. So if you click Nova click here, open that up, and then you're gonna go to Chrome extension workaround. Now, you'll go to download that extension. Once you download it, you'll go to your extensions, manage extensions. You're gonna put developer mode on. Okay, once you put developer mode on, load unpacked, and then you're gonna pick that file that you just did. And after that, I usually pin this, right? So I'll pin the extension, Nova extension, I'll pin it so it's right there. So once you do that, you're gonna go down to this next step and you're gonna open this link right here, and then you're gonna click connect. And then this is gonna connect your Nova to your Telegram. So and then everything will be synced up. Once you do that, you'll have Nova on your BullX. So you see right here, I have the quick buys here, and you can set your presets in here. Really simple. Go ahead and save that. Make sure it's enabled. You're gonna see your snipe. You can snipe pairs. And then what you can also do is, like if I go on any specific pair, I can insta buy with my settings right here. So not much to think about, not much else. And then you can switch to sell as well. And then what you can also do is you can enable the Nova panel here, and then just kind of put it over here, and then you're all set. Okay, family? So that's how you set up your Nova bot. Now, what you can also do with Nova is snipe pairs. So like if a pair is migrating, what tends to happen is maybe you find out that the token is LARP or it's not real, and you don't want to be in the token anymore, and you know that once it migrates, it's gonna dump. What you'll do in this situation is you'll go to Nova, and then you're going to go to the sniper. You'll go to sniper, start a new task, click sniper, send the CA, and you'll be able to snipe out of that token before anybody else does. And then same vice versa. Let's say a coin is migrating and you know it's going to go to heaven, it's going to go to millions, but you are late and it's already migrating. You could snipe into the pair. When it's migrating, it'll show, instead of buy, it'll show snipe. You could click it just like that, or what you could do is you could just do the same thing here. And instead of selling, you will buy that contract address as soon as it migrates, and you'll get sniped in before anybody else. Now, people used to pay hundreds of dollars for this type of software, so it's crazy that Nova is actually is just cracked out that is giving this out for completely free. So definitely lock in on Nova. This is something that's going to give you an edge in the markets. All the best traders use it, and that's how you set it up.
All right, guys, so I'm going to show you a little tool that I like to use. This works for Bullx, and it also works for Photon. This tool is called Phocaine. Now, this is a fucking cheat code. All right, so if you type in Phocaine, make sure you click there. It's not anything you're going to have to download onto your PC. It's just a Chrome extension. Keep that in mind because people do be trying to scam. So you'll go to Phocaine. The Chrome store is this one right here with the little unicorn lion thing, whatever that is. And you're going to add it to your Chrome. Okay, it's going to be a shit emoji like that. Once you download it, you give it its permissions, whatever the case is. Then you're going to open Bullx from Phocaine, and you're going to have an extension here that just gives you a little bit of more information and a little bit more stuff. So like when you add Phocaine, you can see like the dev profile, what they made, stuff like that really fast. So you don't have to look at it in Pump Fund. And this is going to make more sense when we go into scanning later, but it's just important that you guys just get everything now. All right. Another thing is once they update Dex, you're going to see that right here. Okay, if you don't know what Dex is, we'll go over that in another video. Dexscreener is like one of the main decentralized exchanges for Solana. So once a coin goes onto Radium, you want to see that Dex has been paid, which is pretty much the banner. And this is, it's just like kind of marketing. Like people want to see the banner made. They want to see it look nice in order for a coin to send a lot of the time. So Dex being paid is usually a good signal. That means the team is working and it could go somewhere. There's a lot of other factors, not just Dex, but you can see that here, and it shows you automatically when Dex is paid. So you'll need those bots and all those extra things that a lot of traders use when you have this extension here. Another thing that I have here is fetch Dex banner. You configure it, and then enhanced chart layout gives you a little bit better layout, dev profile, and then I have open charts and new tabs. So sometimes like when I'm scanning, like I used to like, you know, open in a new tab or, you know, press the keys to open a new tab, But with Phocaine, I can click on it. It's just going to open on a new tab automatically. Here's another thing about Phocaine. Before it shows Dex has been paid and what the banner is before it even bonded. Because this hasn't even hit Radium yet. It hasn't even graduated yet. So most people are not even going to be able to see this until it graduates. I see it now. I see exactly the Dex and what the Dex even looks like now. Right, so this is a huge cheat code. Like this is sauce, guys. This is sauce. So again, I'm not going to gatekeep on anything. I'm showing you guys every single thing because if you guys get good and we scan together and you know we're trading in pro together, like it's gonna be game over. So that's Phocaine. Go ahead, download it, use it, play with it, figure out how it works, and run it up, fam. What is Punt Vision? So Punt Fund is where every single meme coin is being created. Now, this is Pump Fund. Okay, this is, if you guys aren't familiar already, this is where every single second there's a new meme coin being created. Look how stupid this is, and it never ends. Thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of meme coins are being created every single day, and 99% of the time they are going to zero. Pump and dumps. Now, what people used to do is they used to scan just Pump Fund and try to find the best ones. But ever since this came out, this is a game changer. It shows you exactly all the new creations and then what's about to graduate and what graduated. And again, beginner friendly as possible. If you don't know what about to graduate and graduated is, this is just pretty much when a token graduates from the Pump Fund trenches into a Radium pool. Now, what that means is in Pump Fund, these aren't official coins yet until it's on Radium. Radium is just a huge pool for Solana tokens. So once it gets into Radium, that's the decentralized exchanges where you can actually, anybody around the world could actually like go in and that's where it becomes popular, trending, etc. And where you can find it on wallets and stuff like that. So when it's still a newly created token, it's still just in a testing phase, right? A beta phase. So when it's about to graduate, that's when you know it kind of might have some potential. Even still, it could not graduate. But once it's graduated, it's officially a meme coin, and this is where it could go to the moon. Now, a lot of times, just because it graduated doesn't mean it's going to the moon, but You get the point, okay? So there's levels to it. New creations, 99.9% of the time is going to be LARP. LARP means fake in crypto community. Right now it's like 6 a.m., but so you don't really see it now, but yo, like when the market is hot, guys, it's every single second the same stuff, and people are just trying to scam you. And these devs, they just make a living off of catching aspiring traders who don't know better. Right now, other than pump fund tokens, I don't use any filters. Right here, I had like a minimum 8K market cap, but even still, like raw dog it. When you raw dog it, it's just you'll learn filters maybe later, or like maybe in the live chats I can show you different setups that you can use for filters. But guys, really just raw dog it. It's literally very simple because you don't want to miss out on any tokens. And once you learn how to scan, which we'll go over, your eye just kind of naturally knows which ones to pick. Now here's about to graduate and graduated. So one thing that you guys want to keep in mind as well is the socials on every single one. So you can see here, some of them have socials, some of them don't. So when you create a pump fund, you could link its Twitter, you can link its website and the community through Telegram. Let me show you what that looks like. So you could link the actual pump fund. You can link the actual X account. So I'll go ahead and open it and you can see the X account here. So you can see DERP, this is their X account. You can see this is the real token. You always want to make sure that it's the actual token because anybody can link, a fake coin can link the real X account. So you want to make sure it's the actual right coin. Links its website, boom, derp, and you can kind of see what it's about. It's a pretty cool website, you know, and this is how you know something's like LARP or not LARP, etc. And then it's community. So you can see here, those are where the links is. But yeah, so that's the pump fund trenches, guys. Look, it's literally pump vision is one of the most important things that you're going to want to know. Let's get into the next video. Okay, so let's get into analytics. So when you open up your coin, whichever one that you choose, so let's just choose a random coin, MC MAGA. Right now it's a Trump meta. So you can see here that one, this is already looks super bundled. When the first two candles, one or two, looks like this, that's a bad sign. Okay, that means it's mega bundled. That means that's one person who just bought up all supply to dump on you later. And you can see some people are falling for it. Prices going up, and they just let it go up. And they'll even be buying in themselves to artificially inflate price, and then they dump it. But you can see as soon as you open the chart, though, Bullex does this cool thing where it already kind of warns you if there's a security issue. Okay, so in this case, analytics, right? What are analytics? How does that work? So you can see right here, is it mintable? No. Is it data mutable? No. Is it freezable? No. So these are things that people usually use to scam you. If it's freezable, then you can't sell and you don't want that. So if this was yes, Bullex will show you and it'll be like red. Like, hey, watch out. Owner balance, this is how much the dev owns, right? Did the dev sell or whatever? LP burned. That's always usually going to be burned through pump fund. Now, you can see the only one that's really a warning right here is the top 10 holders. Because if the top 10 holders is usually like, if it's over 15%, that's not really a good sign. It's not the best sign. And you can see that here, right? So on the bottom, you can see orders, you can see trades in real time, how much SOL they're putting in or dollars, how many tokens they're getting, is it a buy or sell? And then you see holders. So right here in holders, you see 28% in the top 10. That's not a good sign. That means they bought up all supply. They could dump at you at any moment. In some cases, 28 is not terrible if it's a really good narrative, it is a good meta, and it's a good coin. And I'll go over those terms later, but 28% in this instance, you can clearly see it's bundled. And then another cool thing about Bullex that other things don't show you is you can see right in Bullex if it's an insider or not. So an insider is somebody who never bought any tokens, they just got supply sent to them. That's a bad sign because they never bought, but they could dump on you. And usually that's the same person who sent themselves more supply so that it looks like it's different people holding, but it's really just one person holding. And then they just dump on you all at once here, and you'll see that, right? They'll dump on you all at once. That's really just one person holding all of this. So that's a bad sign. Okay, and then if you see too many snipers as well, now snipers are people like when a coin comes out, they just took up all the supply first before anybody else. If there's too many snipers, that's not really a good sign either because those are the people who are most likely just going to dump on you. They probably didn't get in like organically. They just kind of sniped the token to profit off of the later buyers. The cool thing with Bullex is it warns you every single time if there's anything. Now, top 10 holders, 20%, sometimes you could just oversee that. As you can see, it's yellow. Usually it's like, if it's red, like, be careful. If it was 50, 60, 70%, you'll see it red. Like, oh, okay, now why is it? Because sometimes maybe if there's a reason why you did your research and you understand why supply top 10 holders so high, then okay, sure. But if it's just a bunch of insiders, you see the mouses and it just doesn't make too much sense, you're probably going to get burned. So you'll go ahead, proceed to trade, and now you could definitely get in and run it up. So that's analytics. All right, so right now I'm gonna show you guys a little bit about volume. What is volume? If you look here at your stats, this is where you'll be able to see the volume in the markets. So 5-minute chart, you can see in the past 5 minutes, this has moved over 100K. That's pretty good volume. Okay, when you see volume in the market, that's what you want to trade. If a trade has no volume, you do not want to be in there, because it's just not moving, and anything could happen. So you want to make sure the market is actually moving and it's rustling and bustling. You can see the 1 hour volume, 150K. You see how many people got in, how many transactions went through, and you see how many buys, how many sells, whatever the case is. In the past hour, obviously it's been going up. So, a lot of buys, a lot of good volume, right? If it's going down, that's volume as well. Down volume counts as volume. So if somebody sold 50K right now, it would show in the past 5 minutes 50K volume. That's just not good volume, the volume that you probably want if you're in a trade. Maybe if you want to get in a trade and you wanted to get low, that's good. But that is volume. Volume is everything in the market. If there's no volume, you shouldn't be in that trade. Always ask yourself, is there volume? Is there action? Is this happening? Right? Because if it's not happening, it's not happening. You don't always want to try to front run things or get into something if there's no volume, because, that means there's no eyes on it. That means it's not going to go up. All right. So you want to look at volume, past 24-hour volume. How does it look? This hasn't been up for 24 hours yet. It's only been an hour, and it has good volume for the hour. But then in 24 hours, you want to see at least 500K, a million volume. Like, you want to see something good. And that's where you'll get into trades. And even on Pump Vision, you can see volume here. This shows you volume. This is how you'll know real fast on Pump Vision. And we'll go over this in scanning, if a trade is worth even looking at. Is there volume? And you see the colors change on market cap, and you'll see the numbers fluctuating, how many holders, right? So if it's a newly created token, if it doesn't have at least, if it's new, you want to see 20 holders, because that's a signal of volume. You want to see how much actual volume went into the market and what the market cap is. And you'll see here, the market cap could be 37K, and you'll see the volume's at 900. And then total holders, 152. This seems decent, okay? Just all volume, this looks great. But you can see red here, top 10 holders is 47%. Why? That's a bad sign. Where did it go? That was a bad sign. All right. So you can see it's going up only. This looks like pump and dump. When it's up only like this, the chart should look healthy. Right? You want to see volume look like that. When it looks like this, that's usually a bad sign. It's going to go down. Okay. This means it's bundled. This means the top 10 holders holding all of that supply, they're going to dump on this. Okay, it's just a matter of when. But you don't want to play that game, because you will get dumped on. They're probably just waiting for you specifically. That's how it feels like sometimes. You'll see. Okay, so again, that's volume. I already showed you guys checks, but here's another thing. You can always check your position as well when you're in a trade. I didn't show you guys that in the other video. So, but it happens automatically. That's why I didn't show you. Once you're in the trade, it'll automatically show you how much you invested, sold, remaining, P&L, and all that. Okay, so that's volume. Okay, so in this video, we're just going to go over the chart really quick, guys. So as you can see in my chart, one of the first things I always do is I set up my 1 second, 1 minute, 5, 15, 1 hour, 4 hour, 24 hour. You could just favorite them and it'll kind of pop up there like you see on mine. Otherwise, you'll just click the click down menu and click. Now, for the most part, when you're trading, you're mostly going to be on the 1 second chart, because things move so fast that you just want to be right on timing. 1 second chart is where you're going to see most traders trade while you're trenching, while you're scanning, while you're getting in and out of trades. 1 second chart. Now, if you're analyzing a chart that's maybe a higher market cap and it's been around longer, then you could go higher 15, 1 hour, 4 hour, whatever it is. As you can see here, I changed my price to market cap. I don't like to look at price. I like to look at what the market cap is. That's how my brain works. That's the way I like it. It's a lot simpler than looking at price. Obviously, you're going to have it on candles, no indicators. Now, you'll see where the dev bought and where the dev sold. Now, that used to matter. These days, it doesn't really matter at all unless it's some type of AI narrative and the dev needs to be involved, right? If it's like an AI narrative where, the dev has to be involved or whatever the case is, and they sell, then that was LARP. That was fake. You got, jokes on you. Okay. Now, for most memes, the dev doesn't matter. And what people do is they usually CT, community takeover. We'll go over that later. But basically what that means is once the dev sold, it doesn't matter. Like a team usually kind of gets together. They'll create the Telegram, the X account for it, and they'll just push it to heaven. And you've seen sometimes, community takeover really do its thing. Like for Quant, for example. Okay. There's a token. This kid went on stream and said he's going to hold a token. Then he rugged everybody. After he rugged everybody, a community took over and they just paid back by taking it to multi millions, just to shit on them. And that's kind of like what happens a lot of the time. Right after the dev sells, that's when we take it to the moon. That's one thing to keep in mind. You'll see when you buy and when you sell and your average price. And then last thing, I didn't go over this in analytics, but here you'll see top traders. You can see your own positions, your own history, but right here you'll see top traders. And this is just more so good for, like, you can see what people are holding, but like you can find good traders and top traders. You can look at how much they bought, how much they sold, what's their P&L, right? And this is how you'll find people to not copy trade, but to track and see what they're getting into. You'll find really good traders and really good insiders. And this will be good indicators of what to get in and out of later. But that's not for this video, but I just want to show you now where to kind of find the top traders or what that kind of is. That's pretty much everything you have to know about the chart for real, because we're not going to be here, putting trend lines, doing, classic technical analysis. Okay. Now, don't get me wrong. Technical analysis could be okay when you're trading like bigger, higher market cap, like coins that's been around and, actually have potential to go to $1 billion. Sure. Because technical analysis will do its thing. Fibonacci will do its thing. Order box will do its thing. But for the most part, guys, you don't need technical analysis at all. A lot of this is just sentiment, just doing your research and scanning and just getting in early and knowing how to manage your risk. That's what's important here. So that's the chart. Again, you see price here, you see market cap here as well, the liquidity, and that's pretty much everything with the chart. When it comes to scanning, one of the most important things that you're going to need is X or Twitter. CT stands for crypto Twitter. Okay, you got to know who to follow. You got to know influencers, who's running the space, because a lot of this is sentiment. A lot of this is just, the right people getting into the right plays and sending this to Valhalla. You want to know who to follow. So one thing, follow me. I've literally only made this Twitter to follow people. I haven't even been much of an influencer. I'm going to start turning up on here, but just for now, look at who I'm following. And this is kind of like a good way to start. This is where I've seen like a lot of my success. A few key people to follow, especially as a beginner, is go ahead and follow Memecoins. Every single day, he's coming in and he's giving you like a full breakdown of what's going on in the market. What's going on, what's hitting, what's not hitting, and you could get an idea what the sentiment is. He does this every single day. He gives a lot of good tips and advice for traders to stay focused and stay locked in. And you want to know who's kind of running the space. There's people like Ants. Watch what these guys tweet. Watch what these guys are talking about. There's R.A.G.E. I've learned so much from R.A.G.E. They all have their own groups and all of these things as well. There's like so many traders that I followed. Passed Out Offer, this is Cooker. He has his trading group. These are people that are just kind of killing it in the markets and just doing their thing. Now, a lot of these guys are super advanced. We got people like Profit. He's probably one of the best on-chain traders. He has his own group, they got their own telegrams. They show what they're thinking about, what they're talking about, what they're getting into. A lot of people, some people are traders, some people are more influencers, just KOLs. There's people that, are bad actors and there's people that really do this. There's people that pump bags just for their own bags. There's people that just rinse their copy traders. There's people that whatever. But then there's people that are just really just raw at this. Okay, he's one of those people I would say is just, bro, this guy's raw. He's been killing it. He's, you know, these guys make millions of dollars. If you look, Grand FNF is a group. FNF is just like friends and family. There's like small trading groups that link up and trade together. One of the best things you could do is find a group to trade with. That's why I created this whole thing. I want to create traders that are just nice that I could just trade with. I don't like trading by myself. And I have friends that I trade with, but I think this would be the best way to find like the raw traders in the world, you know? And that's how some of the best traders trade. They're in tune with the trenches. They're in tune with the streets, these crypto streets. Like, you want to know what's going on. You can set up like groups of people to follow. I got this from somebody named FOMO. Actually, FOMO is another one who's really good. Taught me so much in the space. And he gives out a lot of sauce, a lot of information on how to trade. He has like notions and like all of these things to help newer traders, you know. And you see these guys, like their P&Ls are crazy. There's people turning one sold to like $100,000 and so on and so on and so on. You can find these people and see what's going on in the markets. What are people talking about? A lot of it is super degenerate. A lot of it is stupid. A lot of it is retarded. That's the culture of meme coins. That's the culture of crypto, for real, just being honest. So like, you're gonna see like kind of how the space is. It's kind of is dumb as hell. So you could just go all in on catching up with the space and what's going on. You want to be on your For You page, see what's trending, right? Because a lot of what's trending is what's going to run in the markets. Crypto Twitter runs the markets and meme coins. This is one of the biggest things. You're going to have to be on Twitter all day, every single day, when you're learning anyway. So you can catch the vibe and see what's really going on. And this is what inspired me in the beginning and really turned me up. Like, that's how I went crazy with this whole thing. Look, you see El Chardo, he's up 16K, whatever amount on this. Get familiar with Twitter, you know, go ahead, follow certain groups of people. I got this group, I think, from FOMO, this group from somebody on Telegram. You're going to find Telegram, like, really dive in. Be careful. A lot of people are just actors. A lot of people are scammers, right? Don't ever give anybody sold. Don't ever click random links when you're joining Telegrams, doing things like that. Like, be safe on the trenches, but definitely lock in and like consume as much as possible in the beginning so that you understand, you know, what the metas are and like what's going on and what's alpha, what's LARP. Very important things. Okay, so that's the importance of Twitter with this whole thing. All right, in this video, I'm going to show you how to scan. So most of your scanning, 99% of the time, is going to be on Pump Vision. You're just looking at new creations. You're raw dogging it. Like I said, the only filter I have is just Pump Fine. Now, you can play around with different filters. You'll see when I'm scanning, sometimes I play with different filters. Like, you'll learn that live more so, if anything, but most of the time, 99% of the time, we're just in the Pump Fun trenches scanning it out. Now, you're going to see when you're scanning, there's thousands of new projects every single day. There's new coins thousands of new coins every single day. 99% of them are LARP. They're not real. 99% have been done over and over and over and over and over that week, that day, that month. And, you know, sometimes people find new ways to make it look, you know, attractive, but you have to train your eyes to be able to see these things. For example, you see right here, look at this. You're like, I already see this today. Now watch, probably for the rest of the day, you're going to see this just every so often. You already know it's LARP. It's not real. It's not a real thing, you know, like, and that's an example of what you see over and over and over. And the more that you scan, the more that you kind of see the same things. And you kind of going to know automatically what's original and what's not. Now, most of these things have no volume. So again, like I said, one of the main indicators that will get you in a trade is volume. Is it moving or is it not? Right? Look, this is not going nowhere. Look, 4 people in it. Market cap 5, like it's not doing anything. Let's see, is there anything that's moving? So let me give you an example of volume. Right now, the market is kind of dry. It's like 7 a.m. It's about to start kicking up soon. But you can see it newly created. There's not really any volume, right? But we can look and we can scan. You can see here, there's a little bit. Some things kind of moving a little bit slow, right? Things about to bond. What's moving right now in the market is already kind of graduated. You see crypto ball. This is probably large because why is 74% held by insiders? That's crazy. You can see here different volumes in the market, right? And this is what you want to look at. Codograph, I was looking at this earlier. Holy shit, this has just been moving. Holy shit. So when I'm scanning, I want to know what this is, right? I can see Dex has been paid. I see Coder Girlfriend, and we'll go over Dex in the next video as well, what that actually is. Okay, but I have this set up in such a way where I don't even really usually have to look at Dex, but I'm going to show you guys what that is. Now, let's see what the pump fund is. Okay, so when I'm scanning, one of the main things that I want to see is, okay, who made it? What is it? This friendly way to create powerful apps and chatbots with just a text prompt. Okay, so there's some AI. Right, follow, and it shows you who to follow for dev updates. You could click on this to see the dev, see what coins they created. That's a good sign. When this is the only coin they created, they didn't create a whole bunch of bullshit, you know it's not bullshit. You understand? So you go click right back to it, and you can see, you know, what the community is kind of saying. Usually that doesn't really matter these days like it once did, but this is just a good indicator. Now, again, I like to look at what they created. That's a good kind of indicator. Now, again, just because they created a bunch of bullshit, sometimes a bullshit could run. I think Chill Guy dev now went to 300 million, was like that dude devs a new token every day, some bullshit, you know? So that's not everything, but in this kind of meta, like AI, I guess you don't want to see a lot of that. You don't want to see that. So you have to know kind of what you're looking for, but that's one thing, you know, pump fund. Now let's look at the Twitter. You see the Crit Dev update, boom, we're working, inspired by brilliant Eliza. This is like one of the main leaders right now in the AI space and crypto. Do some research on that. AI 16, Sean Makes Magic. These are people you want to follow. So, you know, I'm scanning and seeing, okay, got 10K followers. I see people that I follow actually follow it, right? And I follow so many people in the space, so that's a good sign. You kind of see the engagement here, and you can kind of see what they're doing. You can see it's already an automated bot. It's already live. So that's pretty crazy, right? And you can see it automated here. So that's interesting. So this is it. This looks like a really good project. I was actually looking at this earlier when I was teaching you guys stuff. So, you know, if I was actually scanning and saw that this was like some real deal stuff, I could have been up. Damn, I think it was all the way down here. I would have been up 5-6x, right? With just $100 trade, I would have been up $500-600, right? So that's the idea. So you can see here what their website is. And again, when it comes to looking for things like this, you want to make sure that it's a real website. So if you got Phocaine installed, you could check this little magnifying glass and it'll search the contract address for you. And you can see who's talking about it, right? So people are kind of confused about it there. People are calling it out there. This person put a whole article on it. Like, you can see what's going on. Okay, this has volume. It has a lot of people talking about it. So that's a good sign, right? And everything that I'm doing, you want to be able to do this in a matter of seconds, right? You want to check this really fast. Okay, is this legit? Cool. You want to be able to check the website. Is this cool? Okay. You want to understand the meta. You want to make sure that this is original. Coder Girlfriend. Another thing that I'll do is I'll search. Has this ticker even been used? Coder GF, right? Look, all of these ones. So I guess it has been made a month ago. So maybe this right here is kind of showing me, is it LARP? Is this something that has been created before? This might be some bullshit, right? So see what this is about. Why was this created a month ago? That's not original, okay? Just off of this right now, because I don't understand the AI space so much, I wouldn't get in this coin now. That's risky, right? But then again, you could do your research and see, maybe you could understand why or what's happening, right? Because right here's a live dev update. Maybe they relaunched or something like that, okay? So this is an AI type of play, okay? So usually it's a lot simpler with regular coins, right? Fork in the road, 114K, like you can see, boom, like this is something that's like, wow, what the hell, right? Top 10, 38%, yeah, not touching that, right? Not touching that automatically, but you can still kind of go in and see what's going on, fork in the road, see what it is, see who's talking about it. So this is a meme coin of Elon Musk's art piece. That's why it's running. Elon Musk, again, another person in the space you gotta follow. He runs crypto Twitter. Half of his tweets turn into meme coins. You could run in, get in and out of a trade. Trump as well. Trump runs the meme space. Everything he does turns into a meme, and people run it up. Okay, so like these are things that you want to look for in a trade. So now I see what fork in the road is all about. I just don't like the distribution here. Distribution is just like, why is the top 10 38%? It doesn't make any sense. I see that sometimes if you do a little research, sometimes they'll tell you why. Maybe they sent supply to somebody or something like that. If that's the case, then okay, jump in. But you want to know those things. Right now, I don't know why. And usually when you're scanning with a group of people, everybody's doing research together. So somebody might say, oh, they sent supply to this person. This is why, okay, it makes sense. Let's jump in. And then we all get in. We got in early. Boom. Then if this runs to millions, we're up before millions just because we did the research. But you had to be able to do this fast. So right now, I don't know why 38% supply is in the top 10 right now with insiders. So I'm not going to touch it. Right? And that's the biggest thing with trading. Like sometimes people overtrade, and just the idea of this 10xing because it's a Elon Musk art piece, blah, blah, like you're going to jump in. But and then it's like you're going to get dumped on. You're going to lose because you didn't understand really why you was in that trade, and you didn't have conviction. Or you might psych yourself out. If you do have conviction, then stick it out. Don't let FUD get you out of a trade. FUD stands for fear, uncertainty, and doubt. You're going to see that a lot in the space. When somebody FUDs you out of an entry or spreads FUD into a coin and starts going down. I got FUDed out of coins a lot of times. Sometimes it's W FUD, and maybe somebody saved you. So you want to do your own research. Always. So in here, you'll see like certain times of the day, the market is just you'll see like 5 just populating at once into new creations, like 3, 4, 5 coins migrating, volume going like wild on graduated tab. Like that's when you see the trenches are hot. And then that's where you really want to be fast, and you want to be in the VCs, voice chats, just locked in. You want to be locked in. Every coin that kind of you see volume in, you click it quick, you go in, you see what it's about. Has it been done before? Does it make sense? Okay, it doesn't have socials. I don't understand it. Okay, bullshit. Next. Then you go to the next one. What else? Anything got volume? Let's see. Anything else got volume? This got volume. Okay, let's see what's that. Okay, dev already sold. It looks like some AI type of play. Click the socials. Let's see if the dev has made anything like this before. Nope. Okay, it could be original, but dev already sold, so that's not a good sign on the AI play. It doesn't even have an X account. It's just this. Okay, yeah, that was LARP. And then with the AI plays, again, usually with an AI play, you don't want to see dev sell. Regular memes, doesn't matter. So if a dev sells, for example, fork in the road, doesn't matter. They didn't even sell. How much is dev holding? I was like, no. But yeah, that's like, yeah, I wouldn't touch that. So that's how you scan, family. This is how you scan. That's in a nutshell what you want to be looking for. Now, there's more to it, and we'll get more advanced as we go, but I just wanted to show you the pump fund trenches, how you scan. I'm going to show you Dexscreener while they're tracking all these other things. We'll get into it. But I just wanted to show you a basic overview. All right, so this is an example of a bundle. This is a clear as day bundle. When you see on the 1 second chart, the first 2 candles look like this, like just a big candle. That means one person is just taking up all the supply. Now, people found smarter ways to do it. So usually what they do is they will not have it all in one trade. They will have multi-wallet buys. So it's a little bit more sophisticated. It'll be one wallet, one transaction, but they buy it across different wallets, so the distribution looks good. But in this case, you can see like a lot of times they didn't really do it well because the top 10 holders is 73%. This is like a really obvious one, but you could tell whenever the chart looks funny and the chart is just kind of like up only in any type of way, don't get excited. Don't get into the trade and like you're up so much. Like don't even like waste your time, right? Because what's happening here is this is called a bundle. It's just gonna go to shit. It's just gonna go to shit. So this is what bundles are. When we say is it bundled, this is what we're looking at. Now you could really just look at a chart and know if it's bundled, right? Now there's bots and stuff where you could check in Discord that you could use to kind of see if something is bundled. Really, you want to know if something is bundled right away and kind of just let that dictate if you're getting into a trade or not. That's really what a bundle is. Let's see if we can see Hollow World. Let's see if we can see like it getting they probably did this a bunch of times. Look, yeah, like you can see here, like it went straight up, boom, bundled, right? You see in the first 2 transactions, it's a big one. That's not organic, right? And then you see it just went up only, up, 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 up. It probably had more people buying. Dev bought in again, probably built some fake confidence in the project. And then right when you got in, they dumped on you all in one trade, right? And then they made their little money, right? Top trader is just the dev, right? And they do that for a quick $200. They do this all day long though. So that's something to watch out for. All right, guys, real quick. I just saw it start migrating right now. So look, you can see when I said like about to graduate and graduate, when a coin does graduate, it's going to completely pause. Don't let that shake you out or scare you or anything. Like that just means that it's migrating from pump fund into the liquidity pool on Radium. Okay, it usually takes 5 to 10 minutes. Sometimes when like on-chain trading is really crazy, I've seen it take like an hour. So like it's crazy. You can see it hit 76K here, and then it started migrating. So now it's going to take a few minutes. Once it migrates, if it's a good coin, sometimes it could just shoot up. I've been in coins pre-migration, and then once it migrated, it was already like up 10, 15, 20x, right? And that's a cool thing of getting in coins pre-migration. It is a gamble, though. It is more risky because most coins don't make it there. But, you know, when you know how to scan and you're using the tools I'm showing you guys, like it's going to be a game changer. So look, you see it already migrated, and it migrated higher, right? It was at 76K. It's already at 115K, 120K. Like, as I was showing you guys this on the Phocaine thing, like I could have like literally already like 3x. It was like all the way down here, right? So that's pretty crazy how fast this moves. Look, 113K and it's just moving. So these are things that you want to keep in mind. So that's what it is to migrate. That's what migrating means. Okay, and then here's another thing. Usually once it does migrate, what's going to happen is it goes down a little bit and then it goes up. But sometimes once it migrates, like while it's migrating, people find out it's LARP and it just goes to shit. So you want to be careful. Like you could always snipe out, and I'll show you guys another tool in a different video, Nova. You can snipe out the coins for that, but we'll go, that's a little bit more advanced. We'll go a little bit deeper. So that's what migrating is. All right, so when we talk about Dex, that's Dexscreener. So usually when it comes to scanning, you're going to look at Dexscreener. This is like what's major scanning. When you're in the pump fund trenches, you're trying to get in before it's popping on Dexscreener. That's when you get the 100,000x. But once it's on Dexscreener, that means it graduated into the Radium pool. So when it's on Dexscreener, when we say is Dex paid, this is what we're looking for, right? First, crypto president. Dex is paid. It has a banner. You could go ahead. You could copy the contract address. You can see it's been boosted. It's trending. Ads are paid for. Like that means the community is going crazy on this coin. A lot of times you want to be careful what you see with the gold ticker, right? Once you see that it's getting boosted a lot and stuff, sometimes it's good if it's a, like organic CTO just kind of boosting it. But a lot of times the gold ticker could be LARP. So you want to be careful. Like it could be just a cabal play, meaning like a group of people just pumping it. They invest a bunch of money to pump it back to dump on everybody later. And sometimes that's like easiest giveaway because they're putting all that money just to dump on y'all. All right. So you want to be careful. I'm not saying that's everyone by no means. Like you definitely will catch plays, or you definitely will be in plays where they pay for ticker. And that's usually kind of a good sign, but it's just something to think about, right? Because sometimes you will see that it is just some type of cabal play. Insider, like people just paying for the gold ticker to make it look pretty so that they, you don't see what's coming, the big dump. So here on Dexscreener, again, it's a DEX, right? So it's an exchange, and you see the same thing. Transactions, top traders. You can find top traders, go on their Solscan, get their wallets, all of these things, snipers, and like bubble maps, stuff like that. We'll go over that later. Now, you can add things to your watch list. You could see like, just a little bit of information. Now, a lot is information on BullX, but I just want to show you guys because this is just important to know. Like you see the Twitter that's on BullX and you see the Telegram, but that's all linked. Before it wasn't like this, right? BullX kind of changed the game with this whole thing, linking everything here. Like you don't really need Dexscreener as much, but when you're scanning, sometimes you're gonna want to see what's popping on Dexscreener because a lot of times the higher market cap moves are the safest moves, more than the pump fund trenches. So anyway, you can see here, and you could put filters and stuff like that. We're not going to get to all the filters. I raw dog this too. I just kind of see what's popping. I like what I like. I don't like what I don't like. And I'm usually really good at finding what's a good narrative and what's a bad narrative. Okay. Or what's going to run and what's not going to run. I always had a knack for that. That's how I made so much money with crypto. So a lot of it is sentiment, you know, and understanding everything that I'm showing you guys in a nutshell, just putting it all together. Let's see what Dex looks like when it's not paid. Right, this Dex is not paid here. Okay, so you can see, I could already see that with, you know, the tools that I showed you guys here, which is a cheat code. Not a lot of people know about that. But, you know, if you search the contract address in Dexscreener, you see Dex is not paid. Like, you know, it looks a little like who's going to really buy this on retail? So that's the whole point of scanning. That's the whole point of this whole thing. Like, you want to be in a trade early before, you know, that you know everybody's going to want. Why would anybody want it? You know, so like, again, that's why we scan. Is Dex paid? So that's Dexscreener for you guys. I just wanted to show you that. All right, so with Solscan is pretty cool. And we have the tools where you can look up top holders and all these things, notable holders. But just so you guys know, like raw, like how to do it, you want to look at holders and top traders. You want to go in their Solscan, and you do that by clicking on the dolphin or whatever it is, the shrimp, like the emoji next to their addy, right? Next to their wallet address. So you can see like the top holder here holds $1,000 of it. If you click this, it takes you to Solscan. Everything on chain is trackable. You can't lie on chain. Everything, you could find people, you could find what their moves are, whatever the case is. So you can see this person, they're not really in anything cool. They have kind of like a Chinese little port going on here. And you can see, like, sometimes you can see if they're a top holder, if they're a huge wallet, their soul balance is like $1,000, nothing crazy. And you're in a trade that's, you know, you're not sure if it's 100%, if it's alpha or whatever. Look at the Solscan, right? And you could use bots a little bit easier, but I want to show you Solscan just so you guys understand, because like, get familiar with just the chain. Get familiar with understanding Solscan and things of that nature, because it does come in handy. So if you look at, you know, this person's Solscan, this isn't like a, you know, notable person, but you can see this is the trades that they take. The trades that they get into. This is how you track wallets. You could find any influencer, you know, you could track down people based off their P&Ls and stuff like that. We'll get more in depth into all that other stuff, but you know, I was in a trade. It was a low market cap. I saw, you know, one of the top holders of Chill Guy was in it. Actually, somebody in my VC saw that, and that trade ended up 100x because we saw some insiders in the trade. And that was just one of the confirmations of the trade. There was obviously other things involved too, but learn Solscan. Okay. I mean, that's basically it in a nutshell. You could find somebody Solscan. A lot of these traders will give their, you know, wallet publicly doxed. A lot of traders don't, but you can usually find it if you want to. But yeah, you find their transfers here. You can see their whole portfolio here. Okay. And yeah, that's how you go to Solscan. All right, so I just want to go over a few key phrases real quick. It's not going to be a long video. This literally just came to the top of my mind. These are the most important ones. As more come up, maybe we can update this. But if you guys are in the groups and stuff like that, I'm just going to kind of make it basic. We'll build together live in the groups. Okay, so this is something that you got to understand. Like on crypto, Twitter, all these things, there's what's called alpha, meta, beta, derivatives, large, cabal, AI. CTO. Like, these are just some of the main things that I feel like you guys are probably going to want to know what they are if you don't already. So what is alpha? Okay, now alpha, like what's the alpha? Like that just really means like what is the main play? Like what is going to run? What do you have inside information about pretty much? Like when somebody says they have alpha, that means they know for sure something's going to run. Let's say Elon right now just got a new pet puppy. That's alpha, and you want to get in on that trade. Just make sure that you don't get in on the wrong one, like you see here. You know, if Elon got a puppy right now, you're going to see 100 Elon puppies. You got to find the runner, right? The one with the good ticker, the one that's first is usually the one that's going to run. It's probably already here. You know, don't fall for the traps. Okay, you're going to see a lot of PvP bullshit like that. That's another one, PvP. Okay, person versus person. When you get PvP'd in a trade, that means like there's times where I'm in a trade. Let's say I'm in Mandarin and it's running, but it got PvP'd. Let's say, oh no, that's not OG, or oh, that was a bad ticker, or whatever the case is. And this one goes to 0, and then the new Mandarin goes to millions, but the one I was in went to 0. I got PvP'd. And that sucks when that happens to you. So you want to be on top of things. And that's why, again, it's important to be in VCs, group chats, trade with your friends. Because a lot of times, like, I've caught things. I get PvP'd when I trade by myself or like whatever, because sometimes you're not on point. You know, you need a few people with their eyes out. Now, let's say Elon got a new dog and that became the alpha. Alpha is just the most dominant play. Like, it's not some bullshit. It's not some, like, it's not a guess. If you're new to trading, like, really what you want to do is sit on your hands and wait for alpha. You don't want to be gambling. You don't want to be getting into, you know, these fucking shitters. Like, it's not going to make any sense. You're going to just lose money. If you sit and you wait for alpha, wait for that tweet. Wait for that big news event. Just now, that Luigi trade went crazy. The guy who killed the healthcare CEO, that was easy alpha. Once that broke news, there was a coin called Luigi that dropped. It was running. It already ran to like $1 million. If you got in at $1 million, it went to like 20 million, 30 million, 40 million. You would have had a 20, 30, 40x if you were scanning and you understood the alpha. That is alpha. For instance, Elon gets a dog. Boom, that's the new alpha. It's running. That's going to be the main runner. And then what you're going to see is that becomes the meta. So if alpha is dominance, it's a dominant play. Like, it's for sure. Alpha, you're going to make money. Now, what meta is that's just the sentiment of the market. So if Elon gets a dog, now the new meta is probably a bunch of dogs. Then you're going to see they made a coin for Trump's dog. And now that's running. And now dogs are just a meta of the day. As you guys saw when Peanut came out, Peanut the squirrel, you know, they shot a squirrel, became this big political thing, and that became the meta. Peanut was the alpha, and then that meta became dead animals. Next thing you know, it was just like, oh, and Fred the raccoon died, and that went to hundreds of millions. Then there was like, you know, the whale from SeaWorld or whatever it was, like meta, and those tend to run. Right? Now there's a meta and then there's a beta. A lot of times beta plays, you want to get in and out of them because they're going to run, but they're not going to be alpha. For example, Fred, the raccoon that died, was a beta play to Peanut. Peanut was really the alpha. Now, Fred was like a really strong beta that kind of became alpha with it. But then there were other beta plays. There was a pit bull. You know, they threw a pit bull out of the window in the Bronx or something like that. There was Kith. That ended up running to millions, like 10, 20 million. But that was it. It wasn't alpha like crazy alpha like, you know, Peanut, but it was a good beta play. So that's what beta plays are. They're beta to the alphas. They're usually like copycats, but it's like the same narrative. So you want to know, what is the narrative? What is the narrative? Ask yourself, what is the narrative? If you don't understand the narrative, you don't understand the meta, you're going to be behind and you're going to be getting into bullshit that you don't even understand. And then there's derivatives. Derivatives is almost the same thing as beta, but they just kind of suck. Like, these could be like really quick in and outs. So for example, if the alpha is Peanut and the beta is Kith, the pitbull, right, that ran 10, 20 million, a derivative would be like the pitbull's owner, right, that ran. Let's just say it was Swan or something like that. That's a derivative of the alpha or the beta. Those are just derivative plays. Peanut's owner, I forget the guy's name. That was another one that ran. That's a derivative. That's not even really alpha. That's not really like no long-term thing, but it's a derivative of what's going on. So you want to understand, where are you in this system here? If you're in the alpha territory, you're in a winner. Hold on tight because you're going to make a lot of money. All you got to do is hold. But and then if you're in a beta play, don't hold it for that long. So let's get into the next one. Now, LARPs, you've been seeing me say that a lot. A LARP just means fake. So let's say like there's a Peanut that dropped and you're in the LARP version, which means you're just in the fake version. If you look here, you can find LARP relatively quickly. So let's see what's a LARP. I mean, it's so easy to find LARP. Like, this is LARP. This is LARP right here. Solgen AI, like this isn't the real Solgen AI. Maybe they linked the real X account, but if you look and you search Solgen AI, look at how many you see here. LARP. This is LARP. If you get into any of these, you're shit out of luck, buddy. Sometimes a project might fail, but like these devs will see that and just hope that somebody might think it's still like an ongoing project running up, like things of that nature. That is a LARP, right? And LARP is an acronym, live action role playing. So that just means fake, okay? So cabal, what is the cabal? So the cabal is usually like, these are like the top traders. These are people trading with mega millions of dollars. And when they want to play the run, they're going to run it. So sometimes when somebody says that's a cabal play, that just means like, again, like what I showed you with Dexscreener, like a lot of times those gold tickers, sometimes those could be a cabal play. It's just like the cabal, they link up and they decide what they want to run. They'll get in, they'll front run it, they'll send supply or whatever, and then they will run that thing up like crazy. Sometimes it's good to be in a cabal trade. If you're in a trade, cabal takes over, and those are just like the top influencers, the top people in trading, and they just like run it. You see your wallet tracker getting pinned, some of these guys getting in, like it's probably going to run. They all got copy traders. They all got influence in the game. So you want to get in there and run it up. But just be careful because, again, it's a lot of PvP. People are in there to make money. It's a zero-sum game. At the end of the day, you got to book your profits and get out. There's AI meta. When you hear a lot of artificial intelligence, AI, it's a lot of bots. There's a lot of people just creating full-on GitHubs of AI agent that does this, does that. Now, a lot of it is bullshit. I'll tell you that right now. Like, there's ones that really ran. Like if you look at Truth Terminal ran, right? This is AI talking all the time. But you have to understand the lore. This is why you got to do research. The guy behind it, R.A.G.E, I mean, he's not even the guy behind it. He's a guy that like funded it, but he's like this super genius guy, and you got to understand why he funded it. And the actual guy behind it, Andy, he runs this whole thing and was just playing around with language models and created this account that posts by itself. It was already viral, and it just decided one day it's going to make a meme coin, and then the meme coin is called GOAT. So that's an AI narrative that's pretty dope. I didn't understand it at first, but if I understood that what was happening and really did research, I could have made a lot of money. Guys, a lot of this is just matter of fact, like really just common sense. Don't let nobody, like, be careful with the AIs, because sometimes they just try to confuse you with all this mumbo jumbo to sound smart, but it's really just bullshit. Be careful for the mumbo jumbo, for real. But if it makes sense, then it'll make money, right? Sometimes it really is a cool narrative. Sometimes it really is like some really good tech, but you want to pay attention to what it actually is. If it's real. If you do not understand it, do not get in the trade, especially with AI. I can't stress this enough, because they will make things sound smart, but it's just like, bro, if it doesn't make sense to you, trust me, it's never that serious. And you're going to learn that either now just by trusting your gut or the hard way. Okay, there was times where I'll get in, oh, it's an agent that's going to do this and this and that, and I just didn't understand it, and I felt like I was missing out because I didn't understand it, and then I lost. Trust me, it's never that serious, though, right? So that's community takeover. So usually when the dev sells on any given token, you'll see dev probably sold on this. Look, dev bought, dev sold. That doesn't mean it's a rug pull just because the dev sold. If the dev sells, usually what happens, especially with meme coins, right? With AI is different. AI actually needs the dev a lot of times because it's like some type of project. But with regular memes, what happens is the dev sells and the community just takes over. So the community will come in, they'll make a CTO for the X. You'll see like they'll probably make a website for it. They'll like go hard, make the community for it, start hyping it up. Everybody will start running raids on Telegram, raids on Twitter. And raids are just like when a bunch of people start just hyping up a post, retweeting, reposting, posting it themselves, like tagging all the main influencers. When you see a community take over and they're really going hard, that will really run a coin up because people pay attention to those things. Like you see, one of the first things we usually do is just search up the ticker. Let's look at Chill Guy. Like you search up Chill Guy, you see like who's talking about it. You'll see who's talking about it, what's going on. Like when you see that, that's bullish. And on new trade, when it's the narrative, obviously, because this kind of passed, but that's bullish. So those are some of the main things that I just want you guys to understand. Very important, because a lot of people are going to be in the groups like, what does this mean? What does that mean? Just watch this video. Send them this video if they don't know what things mean. Like, just send them the video because we want everybody on point. All right, so one of the most important things that you guys could do is be in voice chats. I know I emphasize this a lot, but get a Telegram group together, get a Discord group together. But most importantly, if you're on this video, then you're in R.A.G.E. Get in the group chats, add value. Make sure you're going through all these videos and studying these videos and practicing and, trading with small risks so you get an idea of how this whole thing works so that you can add value, help other people, and get in there and get in the trenches, scan, take this seriously. This is what is going to make you hundreds of thousands of dollars this year. We don't know when this market is going to end. It started around last year. NFTs only lasted so long. I see this going longer than NFTs because it's different. It's a way different narrative than NFTs. Like if you study the space, you can see why this could last a little bit longer, but you still don't know how long it's going to last. But I look at it like this. People gamble on stupid shit all the time. Sports. People gamble on horses. People gamble, and that's an age-old thing, So I think this might be around, it could be around longer. Now, as hot as it is now, as much volume as it is now, is kind of more so the question. So you want to grind every single day like you're broke. So be in the VCs. Trading with people is one of the most important things. Again, that's one of the main reasons why I put this whole thing together. I want to just trade with more people that are competent. I'm making this all free and putting you guys on because, like, for real, I just want to trade with people that are nice. More people that are nice. Because a lot of times, even those paid groups, like of the bigger traders, none of them traders have this. None of them traders put together like a full breakdown of everything so that people are just like already caught up to speed. A lot of those group chats, I paid $200, $1,000, $3,000 for, all these inside groups. And sometimes, the more expensive ones are good, like thousands of dollars. But a lot of those ones were, 200, whatever. Like it'd be a lot of newbies and, it's like distracting. I want you guys to get in here in this free version, whatever, and just get nice. Then you can come into like the elite squad or whatever, this and that. But for now, this group alone should already be crazy with the information. So that's very important, understanding VCs. I just wanted to make that a point. Get into VCs, go crazy, add value though. Always be grinding, always be studying, stay locked in, forget the games, turn off the games, forget all of that. Turn up. Okay, turn up. All right, I'm going to show you guys how to track wallets. Now, this is probably my number one scanning technique. This is how I found some of the best trades. Now, what you don't want to do is copy trade, but you do want to use this as an indicator of what can possibly be a good trade. So here, we're going to go over my favorite wallet tracker. This is R.A.G.E, and I'll actually have my paid version connected to the Discord as well, or I'll have like a free wallet tracker for you guys with some of my favorite traders already, just so you guys can, take advantage of that. But if you want to get one yourself, there's a free version and there's like paid versions. The way that it works is you want to find, kind of like how I showed you guys earlier, like the top traders, the top holders, like, you want to find those wallets and you want to create just like a long list of your best wallets. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go on R.A.G.E and you're just going to add those wallets. Like if you press start, boom, you just add wallets, manage wallets, and it's just going to update you on every single thing that any of those traders do. And I have all of the best traders in my thing. I have a list of like 100 wallets that are just like next level, like literally next level traders. And there's two things. One, kind of who to follow, who not to follow. Some of these guys are just like rinsing their copy traders. Some of these guys just get into like every new coin early and they just kind of have money to blow. Like, you don't want to just copy anybody blindly. There's like a method to it. But one thing is like while you're scanning and you see somebody that you know is a good trader gets into a trade, you could just straight up open it right here and it'll just link straight to the trade. Now, what you can also do is, so you'll add the wallet, boom, just put the address and then you'll name the wallet. You can do it for free for like up to, I forget how many wallets, but look up some wallets and just try it yourself. Or maybe I'll give you guys some wallets. I don't know. Go in the chat and we'll figure that out. But if you go to multi-wallet as well, this is a part that you got to pay for, I believe. But what's cool is like when you have enough wallets later down, if more than like 2 or 3, however you set it up, people buy a specific coin in a specific amount of time, let's say in an hour, it'll tell you that mad people just bought into a coin at once. It could get crazy, especially when you follow like really high volume traders. Like I follow this one guy, like this kid, Cupsy, 90-year-old trader. He's making millions of dollars a month. He's just scanning all day long, every day. Wakes up, scans, like he's like running it up. Waddles as well. There's a few here that just go crazy. But here's an example of multi-buy, right? So you see Frank D. God, great trader. ETI, this is like one of the best on-chain traders in the space. He's up millions and millions and millions of dollars, but still all got into this token. And you open it and then it just opens it up here on BullX, whatever the trade was. Once that happens, then you could scan from there. You do your own research, your own analysis, build your own conviction always. Don't just copy people's trades, because a lot of times these guys are just getting in on bullshit anyways. And they have so many copy traders that like people will copy them and then they'll just dump on them. So they're already making money. Some people think that's the only reason why they make money, but that's not true. They are good traders, because you have to be a good trader to have copy traders. But like, don't just blindly follow. Like, make sure, like, is it alpha? Is it on meta? Like, does it make sense to you? Like, is there any red flags? Because a lot of these guys, they'll take the risk. Maybe they're already up. You're getting in after them anyway, so really know why you're getting into the trade. Look for a position, look for an entry. Don't just blindly get in. This is how you wallet track. I'll link the free version for you guys just so it's easier, but that's how you're going to get in on it. So go in, get ready. You'll thank yourself later for it. And then you'll get them instant alerts all day long. All right, so I'm just going to straight up give you guys the sauce on how to find the best wallets in the space. These are wallets that you could track yourself or whatever. So go to kolscan.io. This is sauce. And just go to the leaderboard and you'll see like who's crushing it right now. I told you guys about Profit. I don't know why they don't got Cupsy's wallet. I think they probably just don't know it. Again, not everybody wants to be doxxed. I have his wallet. I'll show you like kind of what he made like just this month. Oh, and Cielo is another one, right? So Cielo Finance, just type in Cielo, you'll see this, link your wallet, and you can literally just search anybody's wallet and you'll see their whole P&L and everything. Really good. I love Cielo. You can save wallets or whatever, and they have like wallet trackers and stuff as well. That's really good. You can see their P&L. Past 30 days, he's up 4 million. This kid is like 19 years old, running it up. Right in the trenches. Today, he's up 100,000. Usually every single day, he's up at least $100,000 a day. Right, and you can see every week he's up another million. Past 30 days, he's up 4 million. All time on this wallet specifically, he's up 11 million. Okay, like that's crazy. And this is his newer wallet. So you can see that Solscan doesn't have every wallet, but they do have great wallets. You can see Profit, he's one of the best traders as well. If I go to Cielo, I type in Profit's wallet, you can see he's actually one of the best traders as well. Just as good as Cupsy. Past 30 days, he's up 2 million, completely crushing it. And this is his new wallet as well. So far today, he's down, but like past 7 days, he's up 2 million. Like, it is what it is. And you can see LeBron, Ray, Money, James Jr. Like, so people could rename their wallets and you'll see it in Solscan. And if I go to Solscan, like I could see like his whole portfolio, where he's in. I type it in, boom, LeBron. You could buy a domain, like a .sol domain, and connect it to your account. So some people like rename their wallet addresses. Okay, so you can see he renamed it, and this is newer wallet. So that's why like even still is like crazy numbers for a newer wallet, and then you can see what's in his portfolio here. Because Cielo, you gotta like pay extra to see their portfolio, but if you know Solscan, you can just look at their portfolio, what they're in. Look at their portfolio, look at their trades, right? But this is somebody that I can add to my wallet tracker, and every trade that he gets in, I'm informed, right? So if you're following all of the best traders and you're the first one to kind of get in on their trades, Shocked, really good trader, Eurus, really good trader. All these guys are completely crushing it. And this is their weekly P&L. So Profit's up to 1 million, 500,000. You guys, weekly P&Ls. All these people are like under the age of 25. So like, get with the program. A lot of these people were like gamers. They know how to be fast, get in and out of trades, and do research fast. Just like gaming. That's the skills you need for gaming. So Solscan, this is a really, really, really good cheat code right here. This is sauce. Again, I told you guys, I'm not holding back on any sauce. This is how you find some of the best traders on chain. And you can find new traders. Their X accounts are linked. Go ahead, follow them, see what they're on. Like, this is next level type of shit. Gorilla Capital, really good trader. It's up 10 bands today. So that's how you find good traders. That's how you track P&Ls. You could look at this and put in your own wallet and keep up with your own P&L and track your own trades. But we'll get into that later, like journaling and stuff. So yeah, that's some sauce for you guys. Solscan.com. Make sure you know Solscan and Cielo, and add these wallets to your tracker. the ones that you like. Get familiar. Okay, and this is how you find your own wallets. Okay, because this is important, because you can follow all these KOLs and some of the top traders on chain, but if you could find like real insiders, like people that aren't docs, there's a lot of value in that too, like more value. So if you look, for example, this is how you find your own wallets, right? You go to any trade, I'm on Bullux here, just look at top traders. Look at top traders. Always just make a habit of just taking days or hours or whatever just to search really good traders. And the way you know is because you see, like, this person bought 279 of this and they made over $10,000. You can see who this person is. Do they do this often? Do they have a fat account? Like, you can search them up on Cielo. Do some research, like put in the work, Finding really, really good wallets is really good. And then you can see, what is their 30-day pay now? Look, they made $200K in the past 30 days. This might be some type of insider. They might have some type of inside information. Just today, they made $14,000. So you want to make sure that you're finding wallets like that. But let's see this second one. They made $7K off of $1,000 and they're still up another $5K off of $1K. Like, that's pretty good numbers. Look at this wallet. This is another pretty cool wallet. And this is just one top trader's analytics. Token P&L. Look, past 30 days, they made 60 racks. Right, past 7 days, 45 racks. Today, they made 25 racks. Right, this is a crazy wallet. They're doing something right. But you want to make sure, you want to look at their losses, look at their wins. You want to see what type of trader they are, see where they're making their money. And these wallets are good because when you're tracking these traders, when they get in trade, you already know they got a good win rate. They're winners, and they're probably some sort of insiders. They probably have information before most people. So this is how you find wallets. You look it up on Cielo. You kind of see what type of trader they are. Look, you can look at their Solscan and check, every time you see like a runner, look at the top traders, start collecting some wallets. And we get more sophisticated about this, but first master kind of the basics and we'll build on it. Shout out to Dev, and he's an FNF trading group. He's another top trader, and he's actually somebody I track and I follow in one of his groups. And he actually put this out a long time ago, and I've always used this one. I had it my own, but this one was just like, I just like the way he put it together, like by the month. Now, basically what this is a trading sheet. The best way to get good at trading fast is knowing why you're getting into trades and just being more conscious of why you get into trades. Like, every time you take a trade, put the date, put the ticker, how much you put in, how much you sold it for. Currency is going to be sold. You'll just go to file and make a copy. Once you make a copy, you'll have the whole thing here, allow access, and then you go back here and then you can see just kind of everything. And you'll see how much you're up for the month. You'll see your total profit, your total losses, ranges. Like, he just had a little bit more information that I really liked, and your win rate. Okay, but you got to fill everything out. The date, the ticker, the cost, how much you sold it, and it'll give you your P&L, it'll give you your USD P&L, and then write a note. What went right? What went wrong? What you could have done better? Do this every single month. There's no way you're going to keep losing. You can only lose and learn the same mistakes so many times. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, in trading, everybody pays a tuition. Everybody pays a tuition. Like, that's just the cost of trading. You might lose your first account, second, third, fourth account. Like, I've lost tens of thousands of dollars before I started making money. It doesn't have to be that much though. But a lot of people usually just blow account, 2, 3 accounts. I started with a few thousand, lost it, a few thousand, lost it, and then I had to build myself back up. But journaling definitely is going to help you become conscious of what you're doing wrong or what you're doing right. So just make sure that you're journaling every single time you're taking trades. This is how I know somebody is serious. Like, if you come to me and you want to learn how to trade better, like, and I say, show me your journal, you don't have one, like, that explains why you suck. So just do it. So make one, you have one for January, February, March, and then there's just like your totals for the year. I saw this quote one time and it goes like this: what you track grows. What you track grows. So track this, focus. Let's just get into the crypto rules. I want you guys to really take notes on this one. This is probably one of the most important videos. So crypto rules. Now, usually, like I said, you want to start with a decent port size. Port stands for portfolio, 5 to 10 sol. If it's less, it's okay. If you want to start with 1 sol, sure. You can do, like, a lot of people do 1 sol challenges and stuff like that. But usually once you're limited, with 1 sol, with fees and stuff like that, if you're getting like 0.05, 0.10 trades, like, you got to get in a real runner to make some money. So you're not going to be able to really get like scalp and kind of just be scanning and trading all day. You got to like sit on your hands and wait for alpha. For sure. I mean, you should do that anyway. But, you know, a lot of times when you first get into trading, you want to kind of catch some quick flips and stuff like that. Then you want to get in with 5 to 10 SOL, because you could catch a lot of plays during the day. Get in with like 0.5 to 1 SOL and flip. And if you're getting good plays, good entries, you could flip that in a few days, in a day, really, with the right play. That's just my recommendation. Now, when you first start, just watch new players all day. No tools, no anything. Just go on Pump Vision and just watch. Just scan. Your eyes are going to get adjusted and you're going to see what's LARP automatically after like a few hours. You'll kind of see what the meta is kind of starting to be. You'll see a bunch of AI. AI is always kind of mixed in these days. Now, once you do this, this is how you'll train your eyes a little bit. It's going to take a lot more work than just a day of just scanning, but start training your eyes on what to look for. Now, don't trade more than 4 pairs at a time, especially if you're new. It's okay to get 1, 2 pairs, 3 pairs. Now, you don't want to get in one pair and just fucking stare at the chart. This is what a lot of people do. They're in one trade and they're just staring at the chart. They're not even able to scan anymore. Don't be that person. You know, that usually happens if you're over leveraged or something like that. You want to know what's going on and be excited about the trade, but you'll be able to see what's going on, especially on Bullux. It'll show you like if you're up or down on trade in the top once you're in a trade. So, you know, kind of keep an eye on it. Obviously, you want to manage your trade, especially because things can go south so fast. If you did your research and you know it's a runner, hold it for a little bit, see what happens. Now, always check, has this trade been done before? This Hika, whatever, obviously this is a bundle and it's up only, it's going to crash. But let's just say that we probably thought this was real. One of the easiest things that you can do that could save you so much money is just check if it's been done before. Hika. And boom. Now you know not to get in that fucking trade. Check if it's been done before. You could save yourself so much. Now, when you're first starting, especially like if you're on a 5 to 10 port, like you want to build that to like 100. So just take profits at 2x to 5x. Always take initials. A lot of times, like, don't get me wrong, a trade, if you're in a good runner, it could go 50, 100x. And if it's really running and you see the volume, okay, then you could scalp out of the trade and just kind of like DCA out. DCA stands for dollar cost average, which means like instead of full porting out, full port means like when you take your full portfolio out. Full porting out means like you just one clipped the whole thing. Like you just took 10 SOL out at once. Let's say you put in 1 SOL and you're up 10 SOL and you just full clip out the whole thing. If anything, you could take out maybe 3, 4 SOL and then maybe it goes up another leg up. Then you take up another 3, 4 SOL. Like you got in here, you're up here, you take out initials. Okay. And then you're up again. You could take out, you know, maybe another 25%. You're up again, and you take out another 25%. That's probably the best way to do it, because then you're safe. You're not losing money, because if it's just dunked, at least you secured a profit. And even when it gets back to your entry, you're still up. And then you could decide what you want to do from there, but you're safe. You know, you want to live to trade another day. That's the biggest thing. And that's what I mean. If there's a volume, like just clip out slowly like that. But a lot of times, like you get in trade, if you're 2, 3x, bro, book that profit and move on to the next trade. Don't even think about it. Don't get caught up about it. It's probably going to run up crazy still. It's probably not, but get used to just moving on. There's always a new play every single day. There's 10 mil, 20 mil, 100 mil runners every single day. It never ends. You have to have an abundance mindset. A lot of this shit is mindset. There's always more. So take your profits, move on. You know, that's how you're going to get to 100 SOL. When you're at 100 SOL and you want to hold something for 50x, 100x, okay, that's a different story. You could do that. Now, again, priority fees, you want to usually keep them around 0.02. If you're just starting or whatever, like use the settings that I recommend, or the recommended settings on Bullux. You see it up here. You should be straight with that. Use MEP protection in the beginning, especially if you're at 5, 10 SOL. Guys, don't be afraid to buy the blood. That kind of goes along with this. Like, don't top blast. If you see a trade that has potential, like let's say I wanted to get in, let's see, red note, whatever this is. Like a lot of people FOMO into trades. They're like, oh, this is like a hot trade. My wallet is pinging like crazy. I seen like 10, because there's nothing. You see like some of your favorite traders getting into the trade. You're tracking their wallets or whatever. They're all in. And then you just get so excited that you jump in. And then what happens? You're in drawdown forever. Still never recovered, right? And I don't know what this is. I haven't did research. I see DexPay, whatever. It looks like, you know, it could be something. It obviously started off super hype, but this is called top blasting. You do not top blast. That's emotional trading. You don't buy high and sell low. That's how you go broke. You buy low and sell high. That's how you make money in any market. Okay, it's basic economics. Do not top blast. Buy the dip. If you feel like this is a good opportunity, okay, you wait for a good dip. Let's say you got in down here, right? That's around 80K. And you got out here, you're up almost 2x. This isn't the best example, but you get what I'm saying. Buy the dip because you're so excited you thought it was going to go up forever. There's always going to be a dip. And if you wait for the dip, now you just improve your chances of making some money. Buy dips, especially if you have conviction, it's a good coin. Like a lot of people top blast because they just so emotional. Oh my God, it's euphoric. It's going to go up forever. We have $1 million runner and then it just tanks. And that doesn't mean it's not going to be $1 million runner, but you just fucked your entry for no reason. And now you're trying to recover. Maybe you buy more here, but now you're over leveraged, so be careful with how you manage your risk, buy dips and you could always DCA in. So, and that's next. If you're trading with 5 to 10 points, don't be afraid to trade with a soul. You don't want to over leverage, but you don't want to under leverage either. The worst thing is like when you got good soul and you're getting in with like a 0.10, 0.15 and it's a runner and like you feel like you kind of did yourself a disservice there because you had the soul, but you didn't have conviction or whatever. Don't over leverage, but don't under leverage. You can always scale in on dips. So if you want, you could, put in this example, let's say you did top blast, but you only put in, half your port that you want, 0.50, but then it goes down a lot. And then you could put your full leverage of your one soul in. And now you averaged out your entry. So instead of a full top blast, your entry was up here, you got down here. Now this is called dollar cost averaging. That's DCA. When we say DCA in, I'm a DCA out, DCA in. That means you're just scaling in. Okay, you're scaling in to get a better entry. Because even if you did top blast, you could kind of average it out. But it's always better if you don't top blast, because even if it goes down a little bit lower, again, the whole goal is less risk. Guys, you don't want to risk. You don't want to risk. Always get a low entry. So don't full port means put your whole portfolio in. And then here's another thing. Never send money to anyone on Telegram for any reason. Sometimes you're like looking at the communities, you're seeing things. Maybe somebody wants a CTO and they're saying, oh, let's split the CTO and we'll pay Dex together and this and this and that. I'm not doing it by myself, blah, blah, blah. Like they're going to take your money and run. I know because I've been in the trenches long enough and it happens all the time. At a certain point, you're probably not even really going to be in Telegram groups and stuff. Like you could just focus on price and volume, but that's just one thing to take note of. And another thing, leave a moon bag. This is optional. I don't always leave a moon bag. Sometimes I just want to be in and out of a trade. But if you in a trade and you like it and you feel like you're going to have FOMO about it later, like just take 75% out. When you sell, just sell 75% instead of the full 100%. So that way you took profits, maybe you're up 2-3x, right? You took a good amount of profits and you leave a little bit of a moon bag. It feels good when that moon bag still runs because you believed. It's better than it runs and you already took profit and now you're feeling like, oh man, I want to get back in. Now you're top blasting again. And you're just moving backwards at that point because you give money back to the markets because you're emotional trading. So it's optional. If you don't leave a moon bag, don't double dip. And I'll add that as well. Don't double dip. If you get out, stay out. Because once you start double dipping, top blasting, the reason why is because it's emotional at that point. You're only getting back in because you feel like it's FOMO, fear of missing out. That's what FOMO stands for, fear of missing out. If you have FOMO, you got to regulate your emotions with trading. You have to be cold, man. You have to be cold when you trade. All right, now here's another thing, fucking hold. If you have conviction in a bag, hold it. Like I've learned this the hard way. I have a whole folder of plays where I didn't hold and it ran up like crazy. Here's a 300x that I missed out on. And I 100% believed in it. And I was just emotional trading. I got into this trade and I bought very low. Look at my average entry, 300K. And I could have gotten faster. I top blasted and it dumped down to 100K. And I got scared. I got out. But then I bought back in because I had conviction. But I don't know. I just got scared. I was emotionally trading. When I got back in, I made not even 2x because I gave money back to the markets when I did that whole selling and buying shit. And I was just too emotional at that point because it was too much of a rodeo because I didn't, one, wait for the dip. And then two, the dip scared me out. This was an easy play, bro. It was such an obvious play. This was some meta. This is a guy on poly markets that they put him away, and it was big news. It was like this big thing, and like I knew it was gonna run. It was so obvious. I saw a caller called it. R.A.G.E called it. He's a great trader. I don't know. I didn't have full conviction, I guess. Look what happened. This was a 300x. I didn't hold. Right? So like, I got in because I had conviction. I believed in it. Everything lined up. I understood the narrative, but I still got emotional. Just fucking hold. Don't put in what you're not willing to lose. Now, again, don't top blast. Wait for low entries. And once you're in, let your play out. And then do not gamble. Family, do not gamble. If you don't understand why you're getting in a trade, don't get it. If you're losing money in this game, it's because you're gambling and you don't understand it. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to have to pay your tuition like everybody else, but do not gamble. You could get addicted to even losing. Some people get addicted to because it's a lot of emotions that you feel when you're trading. You're up, you're down, even a small win feels amazing. You get addicted to those wins and you want to find another play and you just start forcing plays. And then you're just gambling. Why'd you get in that trade? Oh, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. Don't gamble. All right, so when do you take profit? Always take initials on the way up. Once you're up 2x, take out your initials. Now it's a risk-free trade. And then from there, always at least try to get a 2 or 3x. I say here 3x because you should have conviction in your trades. There's no reason, if you're in the pump fund trenches especially, there's no reason why you can't catch 3, 4, 5x's. Now, everybody has their own style of trading. A lot of times, I'll just G after 2x. And that's another word, G. You get used to that word. You're going to hear that a lot. When you G out of a trade, that means you G'd it. Like you got out early. That's pretty much what it means. You just got out early. Or you got out fast. Like you gave up on the trade. You had no conviction. Sometimes it's okay to G when you're trying to build a port, like I said. When you're trying to build a port, just book your profits. Get out 2x, 3x, 4x, whatever. But, man, if you're having conviction, bro, one of the worst feelings is you had conviction in a trade and you got it at 2x and it was like a 300x like I just showed you. That's the worst. Have some fucking conviction and hold your trades. But at the same time, it's a balance because you don't want to round trip. Another word is round trip. Don't round trip. Always book some profits. And I'm going to show you how to kind of balance this whole thing out because round tripping is when you don't G at all. You're up 2, 3, 4, 5x and you're like, nah, I'm going to get a 10x. Nah, I'm up $800. I want to be up $1,000. And then it goes to fucking zero. And then you end up negative because you didn't want to take your 800 because you wanted 1,000 specifically. You, my friend, just round tripped. That's called a round trip. You're up a certain amount, but you leave with nothing. It's round tripping or at a loss. Okay. I round tripped so many bags. Okay. So G, but don't G. If that makes sense. And I'm going to show you how to, the best way to just mitigate that is just taking initials. If you're taking initials, you're never really losing. Or if you're up 2x and you take some of it and you leave a moon bag, you're never really losing. That's the best way to handle that. Now, when to place a trade, always ask yourself, is there value? Is there volume? And look at the volume video I made. Is there volume? Are there traders in? Are there other people in? Sometimes you could be first. If you really understand it, and you know the narrative, that's cool too. But can you hold it without panicking? Is this something you feel like you can hold? Can you sleep on that trade? Are you still early or are you late? Ask yourself that because that's going to stop you from top blast. Buy at a discount, right? Wait for the dip. Are smart wallets in? Did your wallet tracker ping? Who's in? Who's top holders? And what's the supply looking like? Is it good distribution? Ask yourself that. Is there good distribution? Look at the distro. What's the distro look like? Right? 37, boom, not good distribution. Sometimes there could be a reason why. Do you understand why? Okay. Then ask yourself, is it alpha? Then hold. Okay. Is it a derivative? Is it a beta? Okay, then scalp. Right? In and out. No alpha, sit on your hands. This is one of the hardest things to do because it's so exciting learning trading, addicting even. That's why a lot of people gamble and lose so much because they're just they're getting in trades for no reason. They're not following rules. They're not disciplined. They're gambling. If there's no alpha, there's not a clear narrative, sit on your hands. You're going to know, and it'll build up more and more inside of you. You'll know when there's alpha. You can feel it when you're in a good trade. And it's not often. It could be a few times a week when you're in real alpha. Now, don't get me wrong. You still make good trades following these rules. But especially in the beginning, especially if like you're strapped for cash or like whatever the case is, you really want to build your port and you're serious about it, you got to be a little bit more disciplined and sit on your hands more. That's the best thing that I could say. If you're having trouble keeping profits, taking profits, whatever the case, because even if you did find a great trade, you'll give it right back to the markets if you don't sit on your hands and wait for the next great trade. Sometimes you make more money by not trading, if that makes sense. So this is an example of a textbook play. This is a trade that I just took recent and I got some alpha on it. I was in a VC voice chat and the meta was streaming. People were streaming to make their project go crazy. There's like an IRL stream. He was in real life and like they mentioned it in the voice chat. It was a cool idea. I already liked it. I started scalping in, DCAing in. But then I got in kind of high. I got in kind of late. I didn't over leverage, so that was good because I was able to dollar cost average in, put in more bids as it dipped. As it dipped, what did I do? I was on the stream and I was just kind of doing more research. I was seeing their socials. I was seeing what they were about. They seemed pretty based. So I was like, whoa, this looks like a pretty good narrative. The meta was there. It was streaming meta and I was pretty early. So as soon as boom, I 2x'd because I dollar cost averaged in. I 2x'd here. I started DCAing out, 25% out. Then I just held it. I went to the gym. I looked back at my phone. I'm up. It went another leg up. I took a little bit more out. Hit my workout, took a little bit more out. I saw it up here, took a little bit more out. Then I saw it dipping all the way down. Then I took the last one out and I left the moon back just in case. Because I'm like, if they really stay streaming and they do what they were saying they were going to do, it could probably go to like 10 mil. But in this case, it didn't. So the moon bag failed, but I was already up like 4 or 5x on the trade. So this is a textbook. This is how your chart should look every single time you make a trade. You don't have to have that many buys. If I would have had a good entry, it would have been probably 1 buy or 2 buys. But scaling out like this, you see initials booked, pretty safe trade. Like I could literally move on. It either makes me a lot of money or it doesn't. Next, I could move on. And I made some money off of that. This was probably a few racks. So that's example of a textbook trade. All your trades should look like that. Screenshot that. That's a textbook play. That's how all your plays should look. You're in and then it's the best feeling, just booking profits, just riding the waves, right, as they go up. And that's why it's kind of good not to imagine I just full ported out at 2x. I would have missed out on 5x. But then again, I had conviction. So if I didn't have as much conviction, maybe I could have took a 2x and just move on. Sometimes that's the game too. You're going to learn what type of trader you are and what goes good for you, bad for you, etc. But that's the main idea, right? You want a textbook play every single time. And that's what that means. When we say textbook, the more you trade like that, the more you'll stay up forever. Because you could lose a few plays and it just takes one play to make it all back plus more. All right. That's what risk management is. So I don't want to drag it on too long, but I did want to give you some of the main sauce. This is a very, very important video. Hope you guys took notes. Write this down for yourself. You're going to learn this for yourself. Come back to this video when you feel like you need to just tighten up. All right. Very important video. So I'll see you guys in the trenches. Let's run it up.
All right, guys, that's the entire masterclass for you. I know it's a lot of information. Feel free to come back and go through the video, take notes through the video, whatever you need to brush up on or touch up on. Now, guys, like I said, we have the full community link in the description. Go ahead and join, trade with us live, ask questions, get involved with the community. That's one of the best ways to get better at this craft, right? Don't trade alone. Okay, family? So subscribe. I'm gonna be putting out a lot more content. I'm gonna be putting out live content of us actually trading, catching W's, show you exactly our mindset and walk you through that as well. If you made it all the way to this part of the video, shout out to you. Keep going. Don't stop. Get in the community. Rage. Rise and grind every day. Let's run it up.